Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, this just simply wouldn't work. And I have to thank everybody last night. We did kind of an impromptu live stream last night and made it a little different than what we normally do. We made it a call-in show. And I had no idea that I would have so many people call in because it was funny because I got a couple of calls, started taking those, and then all of a sudden I wasn't getting any calls. And I was like, okay, so nobody actually wants to call in. It's like cricket, cricket, cricket. But what it was is so many of you guys called in, the phone literally would not ring. There were over 200 people who called in last night, and everybody wanted to vent. And I wish I could have talked to each and every one of you guys, but we're going to be doing that kind of thing on a regular basis. I just have to get this set up better to be able to take calls, so that way it'll work out better, the sound quality will be better, and so on. So I'm going to be doing some research now, so we can start getting that together because everybody wants to be able to vent. Everybody wants their voice heard, and I want to make sure on this channel that you guys do. And I'm so thankful that we didn't have any of the idiot trolls that came through just to show their ass and stuff on there. I appreciate that. And I really appreciate all the super chats and everybody who's donated. We're doing the drawing for this on Monday night on our live stream. Although my live stream will be remotely done from another location. I won't tell you guys just yet, but we've got another thing we're going to be doing Monday and Tuesday, which will be nice. A nice way to end the football season on Black Monday. So here we are. NFL winter is upon us. It's literally 12 degrees here in DC. That's really cold. And it's going to stay cold for a while. So our game on Sunday against the Eagles seems to have a little bit more meaning than what our game did last year. Our team last year, we went into the Eagles Cowboy game flying high and feeling good about the team and ready for the playoffs and figuring we're going to rest people. We're going to get a look at Tony Romo for a series or two, and then we're just going to put in, we're going to clear the bench. This game is different because the Eagles are a little worried because they lost Carson Wentz. Nick Foles came out his first game, looked great, although they got a lot of turnovers, short fields, so those 4 touchdown passes were a little deceiving. They weren't like 80-yard drives and things. But be that as it may, they did solidly beat the New York stinking Giants. Well, the problem is they faced a little bit better defense in the Raiders, and they needed turnovers to win. I mean, they literally only scored 13 points, and Nick Foles didn't look quite as good. So they're looking at this game as a practice game to make sure we're ready for the playoffs. So they're planning on playing Nick Foles. They're planning on playing their starters because they want to, unlike us who figured we all that, we ready for the playoffs. We're going to take another week off, and then we got our bye week. So we're just going to sit for 3 weeks. They want to go into the playoffs with momentum, feeling good about themselves, and not shutting down for 3 weeks, which I applaud. Of course, there's risk involved in that because if somebody gets hurt that's key, well, then you don't have for the playoffs. But be that as it may, I would rather be going into it having played this game. On the flip side for us, it's kind of like this coffee I have right now. We're about to start a new year. Football season is over, and clearly, because of the wings and the ribs and the pulled pork, I gain a whole lot of weight during the season. I just do. And I'm a fat bastard right now. So I've got to change that diet and get back on track and lose some of that weight. So, my wife's doing this keto diet, and I'm going to be working with her on keto, which is basically eliminating sugar. Oh, God. Ugh. So I got my coffee, which I usually love to have my French vanilla in. Lots of it. Nice and sweet, Not really just coffee, more of a dessert. So I got my coffee here with heavy cream. a little bit of cinnamon, and some vanilla. You can't put butter in with your coffee. It sounds kind of crazy, but I don't want butter in my coffee. So I'm missing that sugar. And it leaves a bit of a bitter taste. And that's what the Cowboys don't want to have all offseason. They want to finish on a high note. You know, Dak Prescott has had some bad games. A lot of people are saying he's never done anything and all that. We'll deal with that in another video. Um, I'm not satisfied with the season he had this year, but when you take what he's done over 2 seasons in totality and talking about 55 touchdowns and only 17 interceptions, that's not bad for a second-year player. But be that as it may, they were talking about having Cooper Rush start, and Dak is like, nah, I'm going to go out here to ball. They're talking about resting Zeke Elliott. Oh, hell no. Zeke's like, shit, I've been resting 6 weeks. I'm ready to rock and roll. Tyron Smith, well, he's been shut down. Maybe Sean Lee will be, but for the most part, this game means something to our Cowboys to get above 500. Yeah, we didn't have a losing season, which is a start. But it would be better to have a winning season, even if it ended up in disappointment. And for everybody who's pissed off, understand this thing. Every time this team has gone to the playoffs, the next year they've been in the toilet. That's just a fact. We don't have back-to-back years of going to playoffs. You know? After 2014, the catch, no catch. Remember how bad it was in 2015? And I know people say, oh, that was only because we didn't have Tony Romo. But there were other problems with that team, too. We went 4-12. 2009, Wade Phillips, playoff team. The next year, start out 1-7. So we're looking at a cycle that is just the way it is. Part of that is you start feeling yourself. You think, we got it made. We know what we're doing. All we got to do is show up next year and we're ready to go. And then you get bitch slapped. Another part of it is, well, when you go in the toilet, like we did in 2015 or the Eagles did last year, guess what? Your schedule is a lot easier the next year. So playing a 4th place schedule versus a 1st place schedule makes a bit of a difference. And also, going in the toilet, you get higher draft picks across the board. Your 1st round moves up, your 2nd round, your 3rd round. All these things are factors into it. And of course, this season, we had a lot of factors that were beyond our control. Losing Zeke Elliott. David Irving missing the last 3 games and missing the first 4. Tyron Smith played most of the games, but a lot of those he never could practice. And it was questionable. You don't know how much it affected him game after game and what pills or shots he was taking to stay on the field. You had Sean Lee. So there are a lot of reasons that this season didn't go the way it should have. In the end, it could have been worse. It's a fact. Most of the experts out there said we might only win maybe 1 game without Zeke Elliott. Well, we went 500. Not fantastic. We went 500 without the best running back in football. So we'll see what happens in Philadelphia. It's going to be a cold weather game, and it's the last one. And unfortunately, winter is here for the Dallas Cowboys. Definitely bad taste in your mouth. I need something to sweeten this up. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu. Thank you guys for being part of the Jobu Sports Report. I'll see you soon.